Howdy YouTube, just came in the mail yesterday. It's a Centerpoint Archery Sniper Compound Crossbow Package 370. I looked at a bunch of reviews on this. It seemed like it's a pretty good bow. It's considered, I guess, a budget bow. I paid $299 for this. It comes with scope, couple bolts, everything you need ready to go, except for broadheads right out of the package. So there is some assembly. We're gonna have to put it together. We're gonna have to sight it in, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I'm gonna bring you along to put it together, and we'll see how complicated this is. Let's open it up and see what we got in here. Okay. We got this. We got a little bit of literature. We got a couple arrows, bolts, I mean, I'm new to this. Bolts, I guess that's what they call them. We have cocking string. We have a quiver. Let's see what this is. Ties in here a little bit. Give me 1 second, we'll get it out. We'll spread this all out once I get it out of the box. Get rid of this box. We have, looks like the step component. We got a little bit of hardware. More hardware. And a manual. And a scope. Alright, let's set this up, see what it looks like. Okay, this is what you get in the box. Scope, a couple bolts, a quiver. Your stepping for when you cock the bow, some hardware, some nuts and screws, looks like some rail lube, cocking rope. Alright, so let's, I'm going to do a little reading and we'll see how this thing gets put together. Okay, so we got this little plastic piece. It's a string slide. One opening on one end is a little wider than the other. That is the part that's going to slide on the rail on the front. So just got to make sure you put that on right. Just clip it on. It'll be somewhere in the center there. And that's that. Alright, next we got these two parts. They're called, one is K and J. J seems to be just like a piece of rubber, I guess a vibration. It goes right onto the front of this, like so. Just like that. It's got a little adhesive back to it. And then that's going to slide over your front here. It can only go one way, so not too hard to mess that up. Slide it over like that. Snaps right on like so. That's that. Okay, the next part is a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad. The little rail has to fit inside here. You see that little V shape? That's where that groove slides in and out and rides up and down in here. But this string here with the red has to come over the top of the stoppers. So I put it up on like that. Hopefully you can see that. I took my two thumbs on here, put a little pressure down, and then slide it in. See, I'm gonna lift that up so you can see that. You see how that slid in that groove? Remembering that the wide end of that plastic part, we'll take it out again. Just pull it out again, I'll show you. That wide part has to be on this side. So I'll do it again. Just push it down. Take my hat off because I don't know if that's blocking. Just line her up a little bit. I just put a little pressure down on the strings with my thumbs and slide it in. Now, once you get it in there somewhat, you have to do is take this string. Hold on a second. It's a little tricky, like I said. Jump it over top of the stoppers. What the other part is, once you get it part way like this, take this piece that we had before, J and K, whatever it was called, and it's going to go on like so. So just leave it like that. Get these over the top. Once that's in a little bit, we'll get this guy in place. It's a little tricky. Back it up a little bit. Look at the picture when you're doing it. But this has to slide over. You can't put it on because you got to get the string through there first. Just like that. Then you pull. There's a little round cylinder, and actually there's a hole on this part. That slides right in there. That's where the screws go. The bolt goes. Get this over the rubber stoppers. And she fits right in. Now, what we got to do is, the bolt goes in there. This fits in there nice and snug. That's why the little rubber's in there, I guess. You're over the stoppers. The next step is we're going to put the bolt in. Alright, so you got to put your bolt in the top. I put a little bit of Loctite on it. Some 242. Just so I don't want it to loosen up. And then we're just going to crank that down. And then also on the bottom there's a little locking screw that goes in there that holds it in also for safety. So let me get those cranked down and we'll move on. Then you're going to put your little locking screw down. I also put a little bit of Loctite on it. They give you Allen keys for this. This one is 1/8 and the other one was a 3/16. But you know, the ones they give you, they're small. I don't feel like breaking my knuckles. So we tighten that up, put the little Loctite in there, and that takes care of that. So we're getting there. Almost. Okay, now we're going to put the stirrup in. You just got to put it in with this little groove facing downwards. You just got to maybe like separate it a little bit, and it slides right in. Make sure it's all the way in. Also put a little Loctite on these. I do. It doesn't say anything here that you should, but I put it on there anyway. The thing probably, you know, overshooting it, it might rattle out. We put those little set screws in there. And that's that for that. Make sure it's in there snug. Crank her down. We'll see what's whatever goes on the bottom is a little plastic locking piece. There's 2 Allen key bolts. I already put one in. Also, I put a little bit of Loctite on it. And we're going to crank those down and tighten them up. And then that's that. You know, I'm no crossbow expert. This is my first one. So I'm just putting it together. Maybe that'll help somebody out if they get stuck on something. So we're just going to crank these down a little bit. Nice and snug. And your quiver slides right in like so. No, wrong way. What am I doing? Goes this way. Go that way. Yeah. And it's got a little lock on it. You can lock it. Plastic. And the only thing so far that I see with this, I mean, it's got an AR adjustable style stock on it, but the stock is a little loose. You hear that? We'll see if I can fix that somehow. I'm probably going to have it all the way out because I'm on the tall side. Maybe you can I'll figure out a way to get that rattle out of there. But that's the only thing that feels a little on the, I don't know if you want to call it cheap side. Everything else feels pretty solid. All aluminum, feels pretty good. So I think that's it on assembly. I don't think we have to do anything else. Oh, the scope. We got to put the scope on. Let's get that out of the box and we'll check it out. All right, here's the scope that comes with it. Let me show them in the camera here. Take a look at this. Feels like pretty good quality scope. I mean, it's not plastic or nothing, but I'm sure it's not all that great, but we'll see how it is. All right, let me get it on there and we'll check it out. Okay, I think that's it. She's all together. Got the scope on. The what's nice too is you can adjust the grip up and down. Two bolts in there. You can move it. I slid it all the way up because I got long arms. But seems pretty solid. I mean, I don't know what the weight is. It's got some weight to it. The only thing that I can see, like I said, is the stock. We'll work on that. Get that jiggle out of there. So now I'm gonna go outside and we're gonna sight it in. And we'll see how it does. All right, YouTube. Hope that helps somebody out. Pretty simple. Ain't nothing to it. Later.